A drunken tourist in Miami Beach was arrested after spewing racist language at a bartender and physically assaulting another. Why? For trying to get him to pay his tab. So now Michael Nixon, 42 of Virginia, allegedly told a bartender that, hey, I'm not paying. I'm not paying my bill because MFR, I live in America. I thought this was America. You know, where you can get out of paying your bar tab. According to an incident report, he told the bartender, I won't pay S. English, MFR, I live in America. You speak English. I don't know. It doesn't sound like you're speaking good English, at least. Hey, just because you don't understand what someone is saying doesn't mean that they're not speaking English. You might just be too drunk to understand what they're saying. Or in this case, like, you don't agree with what they're saying. Like, hey, you owe us money for your bar tab. You need to pay up. Oh, I don't speak English. I don't understand you. Yeah, okay. So what had happened? He was allegedly at Norman's Tavern on North Beach and had racked up a tab of $130.81. Wow. That's, even for a bar, I kind of feel like that had to have been a lot of drinks. Like, a lot, or some pretty expensive ones, all right? I mean, whatever happened to, like, $2 drafts or dollar drafts? Like, man, it must be inflation, right? But anyway, so he racked up this bill, and the bartender's like, all right, at some point you got to pay up, all right? You got to pay up. To which he responded, English, B, effing Trump is going to deport your ass. And there it is. Of course. I mean, yes, it's America. You're supposed to speak English. So we know that, yes, this was somebody who was being racist towards a Latino bartender. Okay. Now, look, this is not a surprise. Okay. Donald Trump was elected. He just assumed the presidency. And when that happened last time, the racists were emboldened, and so they're emboldened once again. All right, and I've got to say though, the ones they're not sending their best. All right, they're not sending their best racists. Although, of course, no such thing exists. Okay, because racists aren't good. Now, during this alleged tirade, Nixon exchanged words with the bartender and another employee whom he punched in the face, according to police. Quote, his increasingly aggressive behavior led the workers to allow him to leave to prevent further physical assaults. As Nixon went to leave, he also intentionally struck the bartender by forcefully moving his body forward, specifically his left shoulder, towards him. So it's like a body check. Nixon then allegedly left Norman's Tavern, but came back later. Wait, why would you come back? While the police were responding. Online court records showed that he was then taken into custody on a felony charge of battery with prejudice and misdemeanor counts of criminal mischief, defrauding an innkeeper because he didn't pay his bill, and disorderly conduct. He was then locked up. He's still locked up on Tuesday, at least, on a $5,450 bond. So there you go. Once again, seeing drunk racists feel emboldened to invoke Donald Trump and Trump's going to deport you. And the reason that they're doing it is because they've been shown that they can get away with just about anything. I mean, Trump did, anyway. Capitol rioters got away with what they did. The violent ones. So, I mean, they see that and they're like, well, we're unstoppable. We can get away with everything and anything. Thing is, that's not true. Unless the president plans on pardoning every racist jackhole who punches their bartender because they didn't want to pay their bill, he's going to have some legal issues to work out himself. Wasn't exactly a smart plan. All right. In this case, obviously, he seems to not be able to get away with it. That said, with Trump back in office, it's pretty clear that these people feel as though they can do whatever they want. They can be their worst selves. And that was a problem before. I mean, it's not just about randos from Virginia hanging out in Florida. You've got high-profile bankers telling Fortune that, oh, man, Trump's election it has made me feel free. Free in what way? Well, obviously to say slurs, like the R slur. I can freely say it now without being canceled. And I can say things like
wet ass P word
without even, worrying about being canceled by those women folk that always give me problems. Let me tell you what. But I am free now to slur my ass off. And in some cases, this guy getting drunk and then slurring that he's going to have Trump deport your ass. Because, I don't want to pay for my drinks. I mean, yeah. So there you go. This is the first example that I've been aware of. New example of somebody invoking Trump in order to excuse themselves for being their worst selves. Okay. And there will be more. There will be so many more. Thanks to our illustrious new president. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.